Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Kim. For those of you who don't know me, um, this is Let's Have a Convo, where I talk about various things, read on them, and that's about it. So the same things that I do on all my other videos. Okay. Um, it's Friday. We made it. Let's clap it up. Silent clap. Um, it's a long week. The president is racist, but who didn't know that? Everything I say here is for entertainment purposes only. Everything I say here is for informational purposes. Everything I say here is alleged, even in those comments, okay? Anyway, it's Friday. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're taking care of yourselves. I hope you're managing your stress. I hope you're engaging in self care, okay? I hope you are um, staying well informed and staying safe and doing things you enjoy because the world is tough. Okay. I have a new microphone. I hope it's a good one. I did test it out. I like it. Okay. Um, it's a little, I hope it doesn't fall, but it should be fine. I could see that it's working, so that's a good thing. I'm trying out new things. Okay. What else? What else? What else? Today I'm talking about Kamala Harris, former Vice President Kamala Debbie Harris. Um, Kamala has been on her book tour, working, making the bucks, um, helping people feel good, talking about the issues in our country, discussing her concerns on those things as a citizen, and low key sort of campaigning again without consciously being aware of it. But now I think she's more consciously aware of it. Um, yeah, that's what's been happening. And she recently reopened the Kamala HQ, now called headquarters, on Twitter, um, which will be a hub for Gen Zers in terms of being informed of the political and cultural, mostly political, um, information, news, social injustices in our world, in our country rather, which is very intelligent, very smart to get the younger generation involved and to have a safe space for them to laugh while being informed. It has 1 million followers. If you are on Twitter, some people aren't. Go on ahead and check that out. Also TikTok, I believe. And I'm not sure about Instagram. I'm not a social media um, uh, like enthusiast, but it is also on TikTok. So go on ahead over there and go on over there and see what's going on. But she's back. People were seizing. People were excited to see what she was going to announce. I did pull. I did say it wasn't explosive. It wasn't dramatic. I was correct. It's something personal to her and important to her. I don't mean to say I was correct, sounding like I'm a Miss Know-It-All. I didn't mean it that way. But um, yeah, it didn't sound like something like, oh, that's not coming yet. Okay. But um, people were people were upset and showing their buttocks, um, which is what I will talk about in terms of like just like um, it's like racism. And I'm not talking about I'm not talking about it's like a piece of skin on my lip that's bothering me. Excuse me, guys. I'm not talking about right wing racists or MAGA people. Now, you know how I feel about them and talking about them. Anyway, but yeah, I did channel her very, very briefly and got a message to share with you guys. Channel her energy. I'm going to ask some questions. We're going to explore together. Um, we're going to explore together where she is in her journey because I said she is going on a journey and discuss that through cards. Okay, so hopefully you guys can like this video. You could comment down and interact and let me know what you are thinking and feeling. Okay. Um, so let's get into it. Let's get into it. One thing I've been seeing that I haven't had a chance to really talk about um, is the "Where is Kamala?" question. And when I see, or when I see those questions, it makes me sigh. It makes me laugh. The where's Obama? Because why are you asking? What are they supposed to do? What do you want them to do? Are you assuming you're not doing anything? Anyway, um, I don't know why. I just need to understand who started those questions and why do you ask them? What do you? What is the reason for it? When they were in power, anyway, I'm not going to get into it. But it's an interesting question. Where's Kamala that I'm going to ask? I'm going to answer rather. Where is Kamala? Where has she been? Should I share the message? I'll share that message later. I'm not going to share it now. But as I've been pulling for her, in the past, I have felt that she is on a journey of rediscovery, not self-discovery because she knows who she is, but rediscovery in terms of what she experienced. I still didn't finish that book. I still have not finished that book because it pisses me off. So, a huge disappointment and disillusionment, not because she lost, quote unquote, but because of the system. It's just, how do we, well, we know how we got here, but it's just like, it's so corrupt in a way that is leaves you breathless. And when you're a civil servant, a real one, a true one, and you do the work and you follow the rules and you do, just to have such a flawed process that no one seems to listen to the people who are like, I don't know. That's where she is, and she doesn't want to be involved in that. She doesn't. But I energetically, I do feel she's a change in her energy. Go check out the Indigo Corner, Dr. Ken. Go check out his video. It's really good. He did a video on Kamala. Go check that out. The Indigo Corner, and subscribe to Dr. Ken if you haven't. We have Spirit Guide in common, which I love. Amiwata. But go check his video out, please, and watch it and like it and share it, and comment and interact as well. But I feel energetically she's starting to shed the disillusionment and starting to step back into her destiny. She's told her story, which is what she always does. Every significant experience, it seems she's. But let's see where this will lead her. Okay, so the first question I want to ask is, how is she emotionally, energetically? So let's take a look at that. Okay, I have my chakra tray to use that my sister made. Okay, if you want to buy a tray, I will put the link there. But she made that for me last year, or the year before, 2024. She made me a chakra tray. All right, let's see here. How is Kamala doing? I think I'm going to use a different deck. I'm going to use different. I don't feel like getting up. Let's have a combo. I'm just shuffling away, guys. Kamala, how she's doing. How is Kamala doing? Okay, 2 more shuffles. 1. Do this here. What? She is 2 of Swords. Interesting. 4 of Swords. Magician. 8 of Wands. I have to shuffle this again. I have to shuffle again. You know what? My guys are screaming at me, guys, to use another deck. They're saying, get up, use another deck, stop being a lazy bum, and get a deck. And they're showing me this one. Okay, so this is the deck I'll use. They keep showing me this deck. So they're saying, get up. We're going to keep showing you the same cards from, if the same cards come out. I don't believe it will. But, okay. They're like, if you don't get up, they are saying to me, girl. Okay. New deck. I could just feel the energy on I have to cleanse that deck. Do a full whole thing on it because I've been using that deck a lot. Ooh, this deck feels cool in my hands. Doesn't feel like hot. Okay. Bear with me, guys. You know what? I like this time that we spend together. You know, I know I haven't pulled a card yet. And you're probably going to fast forward through me. But listen, it's me. Okay? We're here on this moment together. We're here together. Kamala, how she's doing emotionally, energetically. Can you show me, please? $513. Okay. For you. Okay. Swords on the bottom. Eight of Swords, and the Two of Swords came out before. The Eight of Swords is there in her energy. The Six of Cups, her mother's wisdom. The Sun. She's coming out. She's coming out. I'm coming. I will go. The Hierophant. Very nice. Three of Wands, I mean. Eight of Cups. The Hermit. And Justice. Is that Justice? Yes, Justice. Now I see why you guys wanted me to. Okay, so we have the Eight of Swords. Okay. We have the Six of Cups. Alrighty. I'm just gonna. Is there a naked person on here? I don't think they're naked. Dark in this corner here. No, they aren't. The Sun. Okay. We have the Hierophant. Three of Wands. Eight of Cups. The Hermit, which is interesting. Beneath the Sun. And the Injustice. Justice underneath the Hierophant. Spirit is telling me to read this up and down. Okay? Is that vertically? Vertically. Okay. So we have the Eight of Swords and the Three of Wands. Eight of Swords. So starting off with the Eight of Swords for her energetically is a feeling of when I saw the card, I heard the phrase being between a rock and a hard place. And that is an energy she has been in and out. I've, especially when this first went down, the Eight of Swords would come out in her energy often. And it seems like there are things if you go back to my post, let me read actually. I promise I'm not jumping all over the place. When I pulled her cards asking about the coming soon post. Oh, my glasses are over here. Actually, I should pull it from my phone so I can see it better. I don't have to strain over here. This is too far. Let me read for those of you who didn't see what I posted on the community tab. Then I'll go back to the cards because they're related. I like to give context. Now my phone is freezing up. Doesn't want to move. Sometimes iPhones, I tell you, buddy. I tell you. I will tell you. Sometimes. Look, it's still doing it. Okay. We got it. All right. So, it says Kamala HQ. I wrote Kamala HQ will be making an announcement tomorrow, and I'm having a hard time with my eyes today. will be making an announcement on, I can't even see. It's so frustrating when my eyes just don't want to work. When they don't want to work. It says, I did a quick read on what it could relate to. All I can say is this is an announcement about a deeply personal choice that leads to an emotional fulfillment, forward movement, in alignment with her true desires. Okay? In alignment with her true desires. I lost my place. Her true desires. It likely involves relationships, identity, or life direction, and it comes after a period of internal withdrawal and reflection. Remember, I said she needed to do a lot of reflecting the last time I read on her. It doesn't feel dramatic or explosive. It feels intentional, peaceful, and self-honoring. Okay? That's what I posted. Move me back about her announcement, which was about turning Kamala HQ into headquarters, which is very, very smart. Okay? And the way they are doing it is very, what they post about is very smart as well. All right, so let's look back at these cards. So with the Eight of Swords, Eight of Swords can be sort of a feeling of being trapped, a mental limitation, a fear of no forward movement. And that's what this feels like. She has been in a space of where she wants to say things, but she can't for different reasons. Okay. For smart reasons. But she hasn't. Okay. And then you have the Three of Wands underneath the Eight of Swords. Then the thing about it, everything in this reading, now where she is, everything is intentional. Okay. And so everything in this reading, this energy is intentional, purposely keeping your mouth shut while waiting for something with the Three of Wands. Waiting for things to come to you, waiting for something you put in and waiting for the results to come. Expansion, growth. She goes from feeling like this to being this. Okay? Six of Cups has always been her mother's wisdom. Six of Cups is about looking behind you. It's about bringing your past experiences and skills into the present moment, bringing your lessons into the present moment. And you have the Eight of Cups on the bottom of the Six of Cups. Okay? And so that's so significant. Eight of Cups is about moving into something, transitioning into something different. It's about a fulfillment, satisfaction, contentment. And so you ask yourself, is where I am I satisfied where I am? Do I have fulfillment, life fulfillment? Am I happy where I am? Is this giving me anything? Is this bringing me emotional fulfillment? And so a lot of times with the Eight of Cups, the card of healing. So with her mother's wisdom, with her own wisdom, the Eight of Cups signifies on the bottom is her moving into another phase. It's moving into healing, peace, contentment, satisfaction. Moving into that phase, despite not really knowing where you're landing, but having faith and hope that you're moving into something better, or even knowing that. Okay. So then you have the Sun with the Hermit on the bottom, underneath the Sun. You have the sun, which is about coming out. It's about coming in out from the darkness, coming into the light. It's about abundance. It's about good luck. It's about meeting your goals, your being accomplished, celebration, joy, all the good things. The sun, but the hermit is on the bottom. And this immediately, when I said things are intentional, she's hiding in plain sight. The hermit is about withdrawing, about separation. It's about, to me, sometimes doing things under wraps while still presenting yourself in some sort of way. That's why the sun is there. She won something. She has something, but she doesn't share anything with anyone. Okay. And so next you have the Hierophant with justice underneath. The Hierophant is about your faith, it's about institution, it's about conforming, it's about how things are done, it's about so any sort of institution, the government, churches, spiritual groups, any authority, rules, conforming in a way. And then you have justice on the bottom, which is about vindication, it's about balance, it's about integrity and fairness. That's what she's looking at. Energetically, emotionally, she is really good. Things don't feel confusing. They didn't really ever feel confusing, but it feels like it feels like she is doing a lot of, she's consulting a lot. She's expanding, she's growing, and the Hierophant is her, because the Hierophant is also like an elevation of a sort, but it could be increasing your skill set. It could be um, sometimes the Hierophant is um, going a higher level in your education, but justice is on the bottom. So she's feeling. I just want to get it right. I don't want to say the wrong thing. It's like she feels like she has to walk between. I just feel like she's doing things in secret. I'm just gonna say it. But emotionally, she feels like, yeah, she feels right, even though right isn't a feeling, isn't an emotion. But she feels right, and she feels like she is exactly where she needs to be. She feels happy. She feels satisfied and ready to get to work, whatever that may be. but she's doing things that no one knows about, only her family. Or maybe her, people that assist her, like really close people. She is doing, the Sun and the Hermit is a clear indication that she's doing things, she's doing something big that makes her very, very satisfied, but also she's not sharing that with anyone because it's not time. It's not time to do that. If y'all think that Kamala is someone who rests, if y'all assume that, first of all, she deserves it if she does. But if you think that she's someone who does that and just like, well, she's quiet, so it means she doesn't care. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Okay. All right. So that's how she's doing energetically. Let's see what she. Let's see what is she doing that she's not sharing. Let's see if we can see what it has to do with. Oh, Five of Wands flipped over in reverse. Interesting. I just saw the Empress. Five of Wands in reverse. Very interesting. Five of Wands. Okay, two more shuffles. One, two. The Chariot. Five of Wands in reverse and the Chariot. Like this video if you haven't yet. Three of Cups. She's working. Five of Cups underneath the Five of Wands in reverse. Page of Swords underneath the Chariot. Nine of Swords underneath the Three of Cups. And the Ten of Pentacles on the end there. Five of Wands in reverse is about rising above conflicts, confusion. Is when I heard that, when I saw it, I heard like undoing confusion. Even though it's not a sword, but it feels like she's doing something that involves a group of people and undoing, because the Five of Cups is underneath it, so it feels like when Five of Wands is upright, it's about like confusion, not confusion. It's about conflict. It's about people having their own agendas, friction. And it's like her presence or whatever she's working on is undoing all of that. Because when it's upright, it's about moving away from conflict. It's about solution so that things could progress forward. And that's what she's looking to do. Progress forward, move forward. She knows. I'm going to tell you what her message is now that I'm thinking about it. It's making sense. She knows what she needs to do. The Five of Cups, it's a card of grief and loss. It's a card of loss. It's crying over, you know, um, it's despair, it's sadness, but it's also, it encourages healing. And so it's underneath the Five of Wands. And so with the Five of Cups is always, let me show you guys the cards. Five of Wands, okay, Five of Cups. There's always two cups upright with the Five of Cups. Five of Cups encourages, to move through the stress, the grief, the friction, the loss, to move through it, so that you can move into a space of healing. And so part of the work that she could be doing has a lot to do with that. This loss was tremendous for her. Even though everything she said, that's what upsets me, is that, people are like, she was right. Everything that, and no one ever listens to a woman, and no one ever especially listens to a Black woman, but anyway, everything that she said came true. Everything, the things that Kamala knows, her experience of knowing men like Donald Trump, um, on top of her experience as a senator and the committee she was a part of, the Intelligence Committee, she knows so much. She knows, and being the vice president and knowing the intelligence, she knows the ins and outs. She knows things. So everything she said Donald Trump was going to do, he did. Everything she said he was going to do, he did. And so she's in a space, the work that she's doing is, even though she's vindicated, because she said, she's very upset to see where the country, you know, the complete out of control violence and terror that the country is once again experiencing. If she was president, we would not be here at all. We wouldn't be here. So yeah, moving into a place of healing, and wanting to undoing the friction. She's doing something still with the Democratic Party that is undoing. She's still just a citizen, though. You know what I mean? Um, but here you have the Chariot and the Page of Swords, and the Chariot is a focused energy. The Chariot races to the finish line as the Chariot takes control of their life. The person, that energy is taking control, having control with authority, and nothing can stop you. Page of Swords is, um, it's a card of intellect. It's a wittiness to the Page of Swords. When you have the Chariot and that together, you move in a way, like I said, she's moving quietly. She's a Libra, no? Is she a Libra? I believe she is. Um, Venere's moon, I think. The Page of Swords, they move strategically, direct in their movement. Page of Swords knows it's about information and intelligence, expansion, intellectually. So the work that she's doing has a lot to do with the mind. Feels like it has a lot to do with the law for some reason. Contracts. It feels that way. It feels that way. It does. Um, a lot of information she's obtaining that is driving this um, purposeful goal forward, this focus forward movement with these two cards together. It feels very strong, the work she's doing. Okay? Three of Cups and the Nine of Swords on the bottom. The work she is doing has to do with her worry for her party, the Democrats, worry for the country. The Nine of Swords here. Okay. She's asking, oh, can we get out of this? Can we get out of this? You know, how long have I been talking? 40 minutes. Okay. Can we get out of this? Is it possible? You know, how could we get out of this? Is what this is keeping her up at night. This is keeping her up. But she's working, and Ten of Pentacles is here at the end. Ten of Pentacles is about her legacy too. The work she's doing has to do with her legacy. The work she's doing, she is, it's about long-term security and stability for herself. That has to do with, let me get one more card, to ensure that I am going in the right direction. Just saw the Emperor. Let's see if it comes up. What does it have to do with? There's one on the bottom. Let's see here. Nine of Wands. That's what I'm saying. Can we get out? You know, it has a lot to do with perseverance, moving forward. Keep, you know, Nine of Wands is a card that recognizes the hardships of people of your experience, of your situation, but it says you must keep going. You're not alone. You can't give up. And that's what she's saying to herself. That's the energy that's the output she's trying to give to the people who come see her in her book tour. And that's the question this work she's doing, the question she's asking is, how are things going to be for the long term? But the Ten of Pentacles is there, and that says there's the work that she's doing is about hardship, and it's also Pentacles. I really like the Pentacles because it's this focused sort of, mm, 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 you know, focused, grounded, disciplined energy that you build upon for something really good, especially with the Ten of Pentacles there. Okay. Now let's see here. She's doing something, guys. Let's see how she feels about, we know how she feels about what's going on in the country, right? But let's see Let's see what's going on there for her. Yeah. How does Kamala feel about current status of the country? I know she's spoken on it. I've seen her speak on it numerous times, make statements. Five of Cups came out. Nope, that's the. Hold on, wait. Let's do this again because I think. And that wasn't the Five of Cups. Let's see. If those cards come out again, it was the Three of Cups. It didn't make sense. How does Kamala feel about? I'm just gonna pull maybe two or three. Knight of Wands. Seven of Wands. Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles? Yes. Knight of Wands. Seven of Wands. Six of Pentacles. She wants to take action. She wants to take progressive action, inspired action with authority. She wants to protect the country. The Seven of Wands is there. Seven of Wands is about defense. It's about standing your ground. Six of Pentacles is about giving and taking, giving, it's about assistance. She wants to do something. The Seven of Wands is the most important card here. It's in between these two cards. You see that first of all, he's in a karate outfit to fight, to defend, building that defense around them, getting your voice back. Knight of Wands is taking this inspired action, moving forward with determination, with drive. To defend with the Seven of Wands, to stand your ground, to protect. Six of Wands, to help, to assist. That's what she wants. That's how she feels. That's how she feels. Okay? What's that? Now through all my readings, all my work, all my pulls for Kamala, all the things I've seen, I've been shown her standing next to JD Vance, debating him, challenging him. People, she is the top. When there are polls done, when there are lists made for her running for president, who in the Democratic Party, she's number one. She's number one. And it's a shame that we're here because this man just, and what I've noticed is more and more people are starting to say, like more and more podcasters are, I've seen it starting to say that this man cheated. Anyway, so let's talk about it. I know of all I have channeled my life away last year, 2024 into 2025. Talked to so many people who have passed, talked to gods and goddesses, and asked what her destiny was. I always get the same answers. And so the question is, right now, has Kamala decided she will run for president in 2028? And you know, I, with me doing less of posting videos and really learning the how my um, gifts work, how and accepting that I could say something, I could say something and it happens. I could see something, a vision. Okay, let me give you an example. I had been feeling, last week, I've been feeling off, like, and someone in my family was ill. And um, they got a little better, whatever. And I had a dream that I was at a funeral. Even before, it was my second dream. And every time I have those dreams that I'm with family, or I'm like, okay, I had a dream that I saw the casket and everything, and I woke up and I said, oh goodness. I wasn't like scared or nervous or anything, but um, found out that family member is in hospice and they're not here anymore. So it's like those sort of things, those sort of things happen to me. And um, all the things that I see things, Donald Trump's funeral, I know, I don't know when that will happen. I know it's soon. But those things that I know, you have to really, when you have these gifts, you have to really like trust in what you see and believe in what you say. And so all the times, all of us light workers, when we ask the question, is Kamala Harris going to be president in 2025? And it's swung yes. I understand the answer is that she is, technically, because she won. And so for me, I hope I'm just not blabbing, but for me, understanding the nuances and the answers, understanding how my guides show me messages, understanding that if I say something, it doesn't mean, because when I say something, I'm like, and it doesn't happen or it doesn't, I'm like, nah, I would never question if it's real, but I'd be like, dang. But then it happens, just not in the way you think, so I understand how my gifts work. That is not precise. That is not, I can't be like, on February 2nd, you know what I mean? That has happened to me though. I have had moments where I'm like, this person is going to do this. And it literally happened the next day. I did a reading for someone, a friend of mine, about someone she was having a problem with at work. And I said, she's going to do something with money that will get her in trouble. And the next day she called me and said, guess what happened? But anyway, all the things that I've seen with Kamala, the road ahead, that the timeline is just, you see something and you're like, okay, but life is life. There are still factors we have to deal with, so things aren't always precise. Like Donald Trump's health. This man was on death's door, and he still is. But he has access to medicines that Emperor came out. My question is, let's get to it. Is she going to run for president? And the Emperor jumped out. Well, has Kamala decided? Has she decided that she will run for president in 2028? Has she decided? Okay, so the Emperor jumped out. Let's see what comes up next for arrest. Okay. Why is this? All right. The Six of Cups. The Three of Pentacles. Eight of Swords. One, two, three, four. One, two, three, four. Three of Cups. Ace of Wands. The Emperor. I think that's the four. Nine of Swords. And the Seven of Pentacles. So we have the Three of Pentacles. Wait, nope. First we have the Emperor. I mean, that's a yes. That card flipped out. Three of Pentacles. Doing things behind the scenes. Doing things in secret, experimenting. Seeing how people respond. Eight of Swords. Okay. Still feel like she's between, it's energy she's shaking off, but it still lingers. Six of Cups, her mother. Her wisdom. Card of Healing also. Right? So that's what's shaking off the Eight of Swords. Ace of Wands. She's all about progression and forward movement. New beginnings, new opportunities for growth. Stepping into some new authority. Three of Cups. Four of Swords. This was reversed. Four of Swords in reverse. Energy, new energy coming. Revitalization, clarity coming back after the Eight of Swords. Nine of Swords is there. The worry. Can we do this? Can we do this? Seven of Pentacles. Building on something. Helping something grow and expand by your work. Making your garden grow. The Seven of Pentacles. So the answer is yes. The answer is yes. She will go against JD Vance. The bells are tolling. You can't hear them probably, but they are. And I said yes. The church bells. She will go against JD Vance, and she will win. Okay? Let's read her statement when I channeled her. And I say this without reservation. She has made her mind up. Not ready to announce it. Too early. That was a test run, so to speak. Look, the Empress keeps showing herself. But yeah, the answer is yes. Yeah. Okay, so I channeled her very, very briefly before I recorded. And I asked her one simple question. Have you decided to run for president? First, she said, she said yes. Then she stopped and said, hello, Kimberly. Long time no see. And she said, I asked her, are you going to run for president? She said, yes, I am. She said, wait, what do I type? Okay, yes. I have a strategy. I have a words. Please come to me. Strategy. I have a strategy drawn from my hard work. That's what I'm saying. She's doing something, a lot of hard work. Okay. She said, I have been working. I have to try. She said, I know others can do it, but this is my destiny. Let me read that again without the messing up. I asked her, is she running for president? She said, yes, I am. I have a strategy drawn from my hard work. I have been working. I have to try. I know others can do it, but this is my destiny. So there you have it. Please get ready. Get ready. Because you know when you know something. I've always known that Kamala is the one. I remember the first time I saw her. It was 2019, and I said, oh my God. This was before she decided to run in 2020. I said, I know, was it 2018? I said, oh my goodness. I said, this woman is the one. I said, she is the one. Her energy, her aura. I said, she's it. When she decided to run for president, I was like, she's the perfect candidate. And say what you will, all the misinformation, the wrong information they have said about this woman and her work, I promise you, all you have to do is look it up. And it is pure racism, it is misogyny, misogynoir, all of that stuff has to end. We need to do something different in this country. White folks have to realize what racism really is. And listen, this man posted that racist stuff about President Obama and Michelle Obama, and everyone's up in arms. And I looked at it. I didn't even have a reaction to it. I just was like, okay, yeah, that's racist. But people have to understand there are different forms of racism, and that's not even the worst kind. Quiet as it's kept. That ain't the worst kind. But I just want white folks to understand that racism doesn't look like that for it to be called racism. It does not always look like that. It's not someone posting monkey pictures or videos. It's not someone always, yes, those things are racist, but it's not just that. It's not just someone calling you the N word or burning a cross on your lawn or lynching you. It is being okay and casual with it, being friends with those people, having biased thoughts, saying, "Oh, don't vote for Jasmine Crockett. She's a black woman. We're never gonna win." That's racist. Those are racist things. Don't give money to those. That's racist. Okay, so I didn't mean to go on a rant, but I'm just saying we need real change. We need real change, and y'all have to acknowledge that y'all are racist. Your family is racist. You have to really go within and acknowledge what real racism. It's not always it's violent, even when it doesn't seem like it's racist. But when someone says, "No, it's racist," it's racist. It's not an. It's an idea. It's a behavior. It's. All it takes is an acknowledgement and not a denial. And they try to deny it. It wasn't racist. Kamala Harris is running for president. She will be president. She will be president. And that's what I know. I've always known. Hillary Clinton, I said, no, she's not going to be. It's not her destiny. But when I look at this person and I know things, I know people, I'm like, you're going to be something. She's going to be president. Please like this video. That's all I got for you guys. Please subscribe if you haven't. And I will see you guys soon. Probably do another video tomorrow. Maybe. Definitely doing a live Sunday. But I will see you guys. Bye.